Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, I bought Forspoken. Actually launched today, but I won't be playing it much longer because, well, one, there's a lot of games coming out this year and I don't have the space for all of them, so I'm going to alternate. What I've played, the story is clunky, the main character's annoying, she has no personality, she's way too modern, and this is not a likable character. I can't see myself getting behind this character at all, let alone finishing the story, because in the reviews I've seen for Forspoken, it's not good. Like, save your money. But getting into the Harry Potter-esque news, according to Eddie Redmane, the Fantastic Beasts series is officially done. So I want to give my brief thoughts on that.
What is your name? Here, God, autonomous. Insubordination shall not be told.
So, speaking as someone who is not a diehard Harry Potter fan, I kind of started in the Harry Potter universe a little bit later than most, so I'm not what one would call a Potterhead, but I do enjoy the films, I've read the books, and that being said, going to Fantastic Beasts, I was very excited because we got to see a new era in the Harry Potter universe. Something I've been talking about for years with Disney Wars, where they just keep recycling the same crap, calling it new. It was like, well, at least with Fantastic Beasts, JK was doing different things. And we got to see a glimpse of a different era of magic. But it wasn't entirely the same as the Potter movies, where we're following a bunch of little kids or whatever, which I like. It's kind of nice to follow adults for a change. No offense to the Potter movies, but that was that story. But I liked Fantastic Beasts because I thought Newt was a good original character, and I don't think Hollywood does that enough anymore. It was mostly his love of animals that I really latched on to. And the whole wacky adventure thing of finding these magical creatures that escaped his case. That happens to be a whole nother world inside of his case. I like the main characters, Jacob, Kowalski, Tina and Queenie, and Newt are my favorite characters. I was kind of hoping they'd have another adventure together, but apparently, according to Eddie Redmane, the series is officially done, which is unfortunate. This is what I don't get about people. People always say they want new stuff, and then when they get it, they don't want it.
Thank you.
So we had a new era of magic, we had new characters, we had a different setting, we're in New York City, not London. And we got this cool new adventure. And I think the first one is probably the best of the three. I honestly think that it should have been a standalone story. Because this is the one thing I'll say about Fantastic Beasts that didn't really work. The moment they brought Dumbledore and introduced Hogwarts again, I think that's when the film series started to lose its identity. And that was the biggest crime of this film series. It never had its own identity. Because, of course, people are always going to compare it to the Potter films. That's not JK's fault, that's kind of the fan base. Because these aren't based on books. And I think Fantastic Beasts not being based on books worked for it and against it at the same time. It worked for it because there's nothing to really compare it to, so fans can't really cry about it. What? This actor doesn't look like what the character looks like in my head. Oh my god, it's gonna be terrible. That type of crap. Pedro Pascal doesn't look like a video game character doesn't exist in real life. It's gonna be a terrible show. That type of crap.
Push him down.
I mean, like, it was cool seeing Hogwarts again, but I think they should have tried adapting a different school of magic. It's because just like it fell into that prequel trap that I think Disney Wars is really falling into as well, which is that stupid nostalgia bait. Hey, remember this? Remember that? Remember the Death Star? Remember Tatooine? We're going to put it in every one of our shows now. We haven't seen that planet before. That type of crap.
Disarm him.
I mean, it was always going to be connected to the Potter universe, but I liked that it was, one, set in the 1920s, and two, set far enough that there would be no mention of Harry's parents or anything else that would make it a legit prequel. And it is kind of a prequel, but I kind of like the fact that it's stood on its own. But I think it was a little messy in the second one with the strange family tree, trying to explain all that crap. It was like, wait, what? Half of it didn't make any sense. Then there was all that nonsense with Johnny Depp being let go and replaced because of whatever his crazy wife was doing or whatever. I don't know what that had to do with the movies, but they let him go, but they kept crazy Ezra Miller as the Flash for some reason, but Johnny Depp has to go, right? Stupid. But it's like, such a shame because I think there was so much potential for this series. I think they could have spun off into other factions as well. Whereas, like I said, people say they want new stuff, but what they really want is the same old crap so they can cry about it online, behind their computer screens. There's one thing you know about the internet, it's consistent. How many people cry about everything. Then they want new stuff, but they really don't want new stuff. See, I love the cast. Jude Law as young Dumbledore was fantastic casting. Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander, brilliant casting. I think by the time I get to the second one, it became less about the beasts and more about how do we connect the dots to the Harry Potter series, and that's when it kind of lost me a little bit because I kind of really liked the wacky creatures and that little sense of adventure type thing. I like the small stories. Like, I don't need everything to be linked. This is why I can't stand Disney Wars, because now everything is a bloody prequel. Everything's over-explained. There's no sense of adventure in Disney Wars anymore. Man, I'm enjoying that direction too. It will go there eventually. They're gonna try and connect the dots to those piece of crap movies. Just wait. Just wait. It's happening. It's gonna happen. But Fantastic Beasts, I think, is just another missed opportunity. I'm grateful that I have at least a trilogy, but it's incomplete. It's always going to bother me to some degree because they're not going to finish the story. Because unfortunately, no matter how much I like it, money talks, and if it doesn't make bank at the box office, they're not going to make any more. And I doubt J.K. Rowling's going to be writing any more books. Apparently, people hate her online for posting her opinion. Why we're not surprised. What, J.K. Rowling? You can't post your opinion online. How dare you have freedom of speech? Heaven forbid, right? It's like, I know that Grindelwald is in one of the Deathly Hallows movies, because he meets Voldemort when he's in Azkaban. He's a lot older and when he's in Azkaban, but there's a Voldemort looking for the Elder Wand. Of course, Dumbledore buried her with him, so that's how the first Deathly Hallows ends. I don't really need to explain that, but there's that connective tissue there, but I like the first one the most because it is a standalone story. So I look at this one I'm playing right now. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. Standalone story. It's in Middle-earth, but it has nothing to do with the movies. Fantastic Beasts started off as its own thing, then slowly became more and more intertwined with the Potter universe, which is fine, but I think it should have cut off. I think it should stay away from Hogwarts. I think it should have stayed away from all that prequelitis nonsense. It was set in the 20s. Why do we need to see Hogwarts again? Why? There's other magical schools out there in other parts of the world. Why can't we just do that? Why can't we? Why do we have to keep going back to the nostalgia bait stuff. Why? It's part of the reason why this shit failed. Feel like, oh, we want Danny Radcliffe and crap, what's his name? Rupert, crap, what's his name? Rupert and Emma to come back. They ain't coming back. Even if you got Ron and Emma, they can't get Danny. They ain't gonna make it anymore. What are you gonna do? Make the Cursed Child a movie? Please. They ain't happening. You had this franchise here, set in a part of the universe. And that should have been enough to draw a crowd. But apparently, I mean, like the way the Deathly Hallows ends, they leave enough open for more stories to be told with Potter's descendants. Fine, but I don't know what else you could possibly do. Voldemort's gone, Dumbledore's gone, Snape is gone. All the interesting characters are gone. Like, what other villains are around in that time? His main threat was Voldemort for 7 movies. Granted, Fantastic Beasts. I think Colin Farrell or Johnny Depp should have stayed in the role. I think when they recast, it got a little too messy. Granted, Mads Mikkelsen was fantastic as Grindelwald in Part 3, but I would prefer Johnny Depp to stay in the role, or Colin Farrell. It just gets too awkward. Again, I really wish that Queenie, Newt, Jacob, and Tina could have gone on another adventure together. 'Cause that was the best part of the first one. Looking for the creatures, and then there was that whole Credence subplot. Turns out to be Dumbledore's nephew or some crap. Just I don't understand. So some of the storytelling was a little weak. Granted, speaking as an author, it's not easy to make prequels. That's why I don't do prequels, for that exact reason. So it's almost impossible to line everything up. And then in today's world, you get these whiners online crying about everything. George R. R. Martin's not going to finish the Game of Thrones books, even though the series ended like 3 years ago. Oh no. A 70-year-old man is not going to finish a book to a series that ended like 3 years ago. It's the end of the world. Like, do you people have any idea how difficult it is to write a book? Clearly not. The same problem I have with Rings of Power. This is too much going on and too much trying to trying to make it this massive thing that it's never gonna be.
Get behind it!
I mean, I was watching this Dragon Age animated series on Netflix. It sucks, but the concept of the ragtag team is what I'm always talking about. What I want to see with Rings of Power or another Harry Potter type thing. Small stories. Small stories. That's what Fantastic Beasts started out as. I think they should have kept in that direction. The moment you introduce Grindelwald and Dumbledore, it becomes so much more than what it started out as. Maybe that was always the plan, but I don't think it worked, which is why the series is not going to continue, unfortunately. Because I turned around and it was already on HBO Max. I'm like, didn't it just come out? And that hurts the box office at the end of the day. Like I was saying, money talks, so. You know, it's such a waste. It's like, huh. Like the concept of Fantastic Beasts is always what I've wanted to see. Because even with these smaller stories, it broadens the world. But whereas when you recycle the same crap over and over again, Disney Wars, and call it new, it shrinks everything. It shrinks the universe. It turns it from a galaxy far, far away to a neighborhood. And that's the problem with Disney Wars, but Fantastic Beasts had more potential. Had a lot of potential. Like I was saying, like, people say, oh, we want new stuff, we want new characters. You had them. I didn't want to see the freaking movies, so now we're back to square one. So, congratulations. I mean, you had it all. It was all there. New characters, new setting, new era of magic, new cities, a wacky adventure type thing, small ragtag team, that type of stuff. It was all there. It got a little convoluted and messy.
Again, man thing, when the time is right.
It got a little convoluted and messy in part 2, I'll admit. With the strange family tree and all that nonsense. It's like my, it's like that stupid, new James Gunn regime that they're doing. Where we, gotta get rid of an actor that people actually liked as Superman because he wants to make Superman a little freaking kid again or some crap. And I have no interest in seeing that at all. None. It was like you had a good character, you had a good actor, you had a good his good version of Superman, but because they always got to start over. Yeah, let's get rid of him. Because we can't have a masculine actor playing Superman. Why would we want to do that? In 2023? Nah, can't do that. I've been saying it for years. Need new characters. Not just in Harry Potter, but Star Wars. Kinda did it with Rings of Power a little bit, but there's too many characters to balance. And it's all out of whack. Hopefully season 2 they can get some new writers in there and people that know what they're doing. But I doubt it. Not holding my breath on that one. Well, those ain't sleep over it either, so. There's like, actors aside, the whole Creed and subplot was kind of dumb, in my opinion. I think they should have discarded that right out the gate. Like, just should have dropped that immediately. I don't think it should have even gone there in the first place. So I think the wacky creatures main storyline was more than enough to keep my attention. I didn't need all the other characters running around. It's like, why? Why do I have to go back to Hogwarts again? See a young-ass Professor McGonagall, I'm like, is that the same character or is that her ancestor or something? Can't possibly be the same character. In 1920s? Maybe it is, I don't know. I have to ask. Maybe I could find J.K. Rowling on Twitter or something to ask her. But I'm going to assume it's the same character, but and that's the problem you run into with these prequels. Is like, is that the same character? Or is it like, depending on the setting, I would imagine. But it's like, Yeah, not to compare too much, but with Not Solo, the casting guy doesn't look anything like Harrison Ford or the character. Harrison Ford, who brought the character of Han Solo to life back in the 70s. Like, if he was someone else, they could have bought into it, but expect me to lose to the same guy from the 70s and 80s? No. And that's the problem I run into with this type of stuff. With animation or a video game, it's not a big deal. But when you have a live action character that brings a character, live action actor that brings a character to life that was first done in live action, it makes a difference. It has to line up. Otherwise, might as well not do it at all. I mean, the concept was there, the effort was there for Fantastic Beasts, but
You can't bloody well hurt me, you maggot! Don't you dare run away from me! I'll chase you all over Mordor! Tear him apart! Not a chance! After him! Crush his face!
Partial, I'd watch it, but little crybabies online wouldn't do it. They'd tear it apart on Twitter so they're actually going to see it themselves. And then cry about one of the wealthiest people in the world and their political opinions. It's one of the wealthiest people in the entire world.
Sneaking around quiet, don't you? I'll make you quiet forever. I'll cut your tongue out.